we're on air as well. And publish.
Aren't we going?
Well, I published the post that's going to go to social media that we're up.
But aren't we recording right now because you just pressed it?
Oh, we're live. We are live
We're live,
because it
yeah.
says live in the top right
It's
corner.
live in the corner.
That's how the internet works.
That is how the future is now. So
I think the best way to start this is what
Yep.
just happened.
Yep.
Yeah. I
I'm
can.
done. I switched to water.
Yeah. Talk about out of nowhere. Like what? Like Spotlight didn't really get much of anything at all the whole time, and yet here we go.
We thought Mad Max was gonna sweep everything at one point. I mean, 6 in a row, wasn't it? Like
Well,
almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Almost.
It swept all the technical awards.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
the thing. It was all technical, all production, and yet I think what it takes to obviously be a best picture, I think it needs to get more story credit and more acting credit and more directing credit, which it didn't obviously get. So technically a great achievement. Although I am so happy for Mad Max, but it was a little sad for Star Wars.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I think Star Wars nominations were just, their way of saying, hey, you did a great job, but, I mean, it wasn't the best film of the year by any. I mean, it was a great film. It was very entertaining, but I mean, as far as comparing to the other films, there was no comparison.
I don't know. Spotlight, even though it was a really impassioned story and there was just such a great ensemble effort from everyone, it wasn't film of the year for me. I think The Revenant should have taken it.
I don't know. This is the thing. Star Wars, Sarah, although I did really want to see Star Wars win some stuff, Star Wars won billions of dollars. So
Sure.
they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. Like, it's just like Avatar. Avatar broke all these records and got completely fucked over. It's a movie that we all love and everything, and it's very generally acceptable for everyone. Everybody loves it. That's not what's gonna win. And I think that a lot of the reason that Spotlight won Best Picture is because I think it's important that people know about exactly how deep and how horrible the corruption goes in every facet of the Catholic Church. And I'm sorry about that, Brian, but that might be one of the reasons that it won, is people need to know, and it's very important what that movie did, because what the article did in the movie brought it to the mainstream, but this even more so shows everybody. Look at exactly how horrible these people were and exactly what they did to people and how they covered it up.
Sean, you don't need to apologize to me because I agree with you 100%.
It's like Brian.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
No, we both know that we were texting right after we saw that movie, and that how heartbreaking watching that movie was, particularly in the end where they name all of the victims.
No. It's when they show you all the cities, and it's just like every city on Earth.
And seeing our cities. Like a couple
Oakland,
of our, San Jose, seeing those, you can't help but.
I know. I was especially upset that I saw our city, San Jose, and wondered why I got skipped over. I was so much cuter than all those
Oh
kids.
my God, Sean. Okay.
And
so,
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nerds on Film. I'm Brian Moriarty.
I'm Roxy Noberry.
I'm Sarah Ashley.
And I'm Sean Moriarty, and I apologize.
Attaboy!
Live Oscar post show. Sarah, you were saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. First of all, hi everybody, I'm back.
Hi.
Hey.
I missed you guys so much.
What a surprise!
I was like listening to the episodes that I missed, and I'm just like, God, Roxy's trying so hard to keep them focused.
I know! It's like herding fat internet cats. Like I've said before. Say it again.
We said that earlier, and it's just like you try dragging the collar, and we just sit there, and we just grimace at you.
Playing the piano and
like Grumpy Cat,
drinking milk,
eating lasagna.
Yeah. And then I got held up that I couldn't even do the pre-show. So, well, whatever. Point is, here I am now, and I'm very happy to be back.
Welcome back, Sarah. We missed you.
We never let go, Sarah. We'll never let go. You're the Leo to our Kate.
And I really like the fact that Sean purposely turned his setup around so everybody could see all the posters and toys in the background.
I felt like it was necessary because usually, I mean, people don't see the video, so usually you guys are looking at like a closet with stuff hanging in it with like a poorly placed iron and ironing board. And so I was like, let's flip it around. And I'm now using the ironing board to hold the laptop.
Sean, I love the Mr. Potato Head Luke Skywalker.
Oh, okay, yeah. Katie got that for me for Christmas and a bunch of other Star Wars stuff. She got me that. She got me the lightsaber chopsticks, which I actually had a chance to use at a sushi restaurant on last Saturday. It was amazing. And every person that walked by was like, "Oh, some dope-ass chopsticks." I was like, thank you.
Like, you know what? The Force is with you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So back to
You
the
eat the
topic at
pocket
hand.
Hmm.
So Spotlight. I am a little baffled because again, it's one of those situations where it doesn't get really anything, no accolades up to this point except for the best picture. So it's like what?
Which is arguably the most important of the awards, though.
Right. So here's the thing. It's kind of like I guess if you remember like when Selma won a bunch of awards but then didn't actually get to like best picture or whatever, like this is kind of the opposite where it's like, so if it was so good that it was the best picture, why didn't any other aspects of that movie get nominated for anything? Is it really just the message, just the story?
No,
Well,
but
they
they
did
did
get
get nominated. It got nominated for best original screen
Okay, not nominated. I'm sorry, won.
Oh,
Won
okay.
screenplay,
One.
didn't it? Didn't it win best original screen or best adapted screenplay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
it
it
won.
did.
Yeah, and so I mean, in that regard, it didn't just win that one award. It was definitely the upset, and it was one that we had all mentioned in previous episodes could potentially be the
Because
Shakespeare in Love, quote unquote, of
It
this.
had won at the SAG
awards.
Awards for the cast ensemble. I mean, that's pretty well to do. But my favorite moment in that whole film was really the Mark Ruffalo performance and that one pivotal scene where he blows
He
up.
just snaps, yeah.
Yeah, he snaps, and that was just that really cinched it all together for me. It really drove home the message. So based on that, I mean, what are the awards for, right? Preserving great performances. And
I think so, and acknowledging just
Yeah.
the achievement of cinema in general. And that sounds so cookie cutter, but I mean, it is the truth. Like, regardless of who wins, they at least recognize, look, a lot of great movies did something really special. And, even if there were a lot of films that were underrepresented this year, some of them at least got mentioned and at least got on the board. So, who were you, did you guys think were the complete, the ones that you thought, why this award? I think we're all getting to it with one of them. But before we get to that one, which I think we all know what we're talking about, what are the
We're all
other...
talking about that fucking song from Spectre, right?
Right.
Because
Yes.
honestly,
I'll get to that.
Sam Smith's speech and what he said in his speech was like almost a quarter of the way made up for it for me. But I was like, then I was sent back to my body because I was in Vegas looking at wedding stuff when I saw Spectre, and I'm sitting with my stepdad watching the beginning of Spectre, and I nudge him and I go, "This is probably top 3 worst songs ever."
That's
in a
what
Bond
I
movie.
was saying.
It's not even a good Bond movie song, but apparently it was the best song of this year. Not the one with the people coming out with the stuff on their arms about how they got abused. Not that one. No, Sam Smith crying about Bond. One.
Don't get me wrong. Happy for Sam Smith. Yes, you're right. He's the first openly gay man to win an Academy Award. Awesome. However, I will say
Terrible song.
I will
Terrible!
also say that it would have been a win for Lady Gaga too, because Lady Gaga is openly bisexual. So it would have also been a win for the LGBT community if she
Lady
won.
Gaga is trisexual. I've seen her with a horse in one video.
Oh my God.
I'm just sorry.
Jesus
I
Christ.
used to I started with the tricycle one.
Man, woman, and beast. Trisexual.
Oh my God.
Beast and apparently McKenna as well.
I'm mechanisexual.
I will say though because so when I came in, I started watching the show. I was like a half an hour behind, so I had a
Yeah,
DVR
you
and I'm
did.
fast forwarding through stuff, right? So I was kind of picking and choosing my moments aside from obviously commercials, but Sam Smith's performance, that and The Weeknd were the 2 musical performances that I was like, and I'm good, and I just fast forward through it.
Yeah.
Has no one addressed yet that Sarah looks like a much smarter, much hotter Sarah Palin right now?
Oh, I can see
Has
Russia
nobody
from
not-
your house.
Pew pew pew.
Sarah, where's the moose head? Show it. Where is it?
A lady never reveals her secrets.
Hey, what you
Brian.
put in there? Is it moose chili?
Oh my god.
Are you?
You're like a hot version of like
These
Tina
are
Fey
8-year-old
and
jokes.
Sarah Palin.
These are
like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
8 years
Tina
old.
Fey is the hot version of Tina Fey.
oh fuck
True.
yeah! After
I
tonight,
love that.
mhm.
Tina has been drinking. Here are the nominees.
Dear nominees.
Oh my god.
Okay,
She
Sean, what did you say about
no,
the
it was-
weekend's
it was the-
hair?
It was the nominees, is what it was. Here are the nominees.
Nominees. Sean, what did you say about weekend's hair?
Oh, it looked like a.
No,
Oh yeah. The Weeknd's hair looked like a perfectly sculpted pile of old Nickelodeon Floam. Remember Floam? It was like tiny little styrofoam bits with gel in between. And I was like, but it was moving on his head. And I'm not. That's not a comment in a racial way about people's hair. That's just specifically his hair tonight.
Yeah.
That hair would have made Marie Antoinette jealous. I'm just saying.
I just was waiting. I was waiting. I think it would have been a more effective song if he sang it while Johnny Depp in Edward Scissorhands gear was like fucking making his hair.
Just pruning him.
Okay, let's actually guys, let's talk about Chris Rock because
Oh, love that motherfucker.
he killed it tonight. He was
Drop
I
the
mean-
mic on fire.
like it's Chris Rock because and I hate to say it, but it's like, yeah, he was saying what we were all thinking and he did it in such a really good poignant way.
I don't know. I wasn't thinking at any point that I was going to mention anyone's grandmother hanging from a tree.
oh,
But I was
that
totally
fun.
okay with it because I was like, I looked at Katie too. Katie's like looking at me like this, like, I was like, yeah. I was like, he said that shit.
I mean, I gotta say, he's never minced words, and he said it from all sides.
Yes.
He just put it out there, and I was just like, damn, thank you.
And
Chris Rock, listen to me. You're never gonna watch this, but listen to me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are my hero.
You my boo.
I will say, I feel like he did such a good job of pointing it out and not, again, like you said, not mincing words, being very, very truthful, extremely and brutally honest, and yet I don't think he alienated anybody.
Mm-mm.
No,
Well,
he-
besides the Academy.
Well, no, because even,
Isaacs.
well, Cheryl Boone Isaacs came out and she even was agreeing with him, but, you know, in the more politically correct public relations way, because, I mean, that was a super PR speech. However, I appreciate where she was coming from and the tone behind it. But I just, man, freaking Chris Rock all the way.
I will say, there was one thing that just got me like, is this real? Is this actually happening? It was when they brought Stacey Dash on stage.
Yeah, what was that?
I mean, I had a feeling it was a gag, but it was a gag that fell so flat. Everyone was just like, I think everyone was asking, is this for real?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
think the smart people got it because I think recently, at least, Stacey Dash has kind of been revealed online as this like conservative
Yeah.
black woman. So like that's why it was funny. Is they're like, we've picked the most conservative person on the internet in our race to be like as a joke, and I think that joke kind of fell flat because all the people in the audience, they pay a 21-year-old assistant to look at the internet for them. They don't actually look at the internet. They like get it filtered to them by somebody, so they didn't get it.
Do you guys think that Girl Scout cookie bit was real?
I do.
Ooh, Yeah.
No, yeah, the 65 grand.
Because if you notice, they had the numbers were all like on these little hooks. So they
Yeah.
had that-
You guys, Suge Knight was the best part
The
of the whole
Suge Knight gag, the bear gag who was
bear!
the
So
bear in
good.
the audience was hilarious. They got in fact they got the actor who played Suge Knight in Straight Outta Compton to play Suge Knight for the awards.
He was wearing his Dumb and Dumber orange like his orange
Prison orange is what
tuxedo,
it's
yeah.
prison orange.
Yeah.
his orange tux.
was pretty amazing.
That was great.
I have to ask you guys, Louis C.K.
Mm.
Oh.
He's always been. I was afraid he was going to say something that was offensive. He was actually like really earnest, and I thought,
Yeah, and
was, like,
truthful
brilliant.
about the documentary short. He's like, these people aren't gonna. They're not making any. They're gonna go home in a Honda Civic.
yeah,
Yeah.
they feel really insecure about keeping us in their shitty.
Which is funny because you say that and they're like, these people aren't going to get anywhere. And then the person who wins is like, this is my second Oscar. I'm wearing a very expensive dress. I don't know what that ginger guy was talking about. Bye.
I mean, generally speaking, if you do win the best Academy Award, the best short film documentary for you do get picked up by like HBO generally. HBO generally buys that film and distributes it, so
Sweet.
it's a pretty good win for you, I gotta say. Like,
Getting all that HBO Go money, son.
Mhm. All that girl.
All that iPad, motherfucking, Amazon Fire HD money.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
See, I'm bringing diversity to Nerds on Film, just like it has been brought to.
Oh,
I also
Sean.
thought this was a big year too, because what happened to Miss
Sean-
Simone?
I'm sorry, real quick, Sean. You're not bringing diversity. You're bringing cultural appropriation. That's what
Hey,
you're doing.
whoa. I have a problem with the word appropriation. I think that's discrimination, you calling it appropriation.
Oh,
And because I rhymed that, according to the law set out by Johnny Cochran, if it rhymes, it fucking's true. So
Great.
As the only
if
person
Chewbacca is from
present,
Endor, you must acquit.
as the only person present with some sort of cultural, actual like diversity in my cultural I'm kind of brown, y'all.
Just a little bit, though.
I don't know even how to respond to all of this. Like, we're moving on.
We're moving on. Changing subjects.
Ridiculous. Y'all are ridiculous.
She's also had two
Hey,
bottles.
can we talk
Well,
about
that's
something that
two
would bug
glasses
me
of
the whole
wine.
Two
show?
bottles.
All right,
bottles
guys.
of wine.
Can we talk about something that bugged me?
I'm so
Yeah.
sick.
I think that this, honestly, I love the show. I enjoyed the show very much. I enjoyed Chris Rock. I enjoyed, everything. Except for the fact that from a technical perspective, I thought it was one of the weakest episodes. Did you notice how many times they made these bad cuts to a camera pointed on, like, nothing or shaking?
Oh,
And how they
what was
cut
up with
early and
that?
stuff? I was like, who the fuck is running this show?
That was so fucking messy, and the angles that they had whenever an actor would present on the best actor category.
Yeah, it was
It
weird.
was like a chin angle like this. Like this.
Yeah,
is
I
the-
don't need to see
Yeah.
Eddie Redmayne's nose. I don't need to see what's going on in there.
Exactly.
That said, things that I did really like, I liked that they had the thanking scrolling down at the bottom, like all the people that they wanted to thank.
Even though they still thanked them anyway.
The ticker tape.
Well,
yeah, actually, that
some
was
of
clever.
them, yeah, okay, some of them, but you only have so much time, and that way you really make sure you get everybody
Yeah.
in there.
I just gotta say
Um,
though, the people who made Son of Saul, as
Saul?
Vergara said, they all got played off with Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah, that was
You know,
weird.
The fact that Hitler was a fan of Wagner, I'm not sure that's the best choice to play off the Son of Saul.
Or is it? Or is it not the best? It's probably the best, because that's the most intimidation. Like, you better get off the stage. Do you hear that? That's Hitler's jam. You better get the fuck off the stage.
He's coming for you.
Bum,
Hitler's on his way.
Wow.
That was such a weird choice. Like, it
Nine.
felt so off-putting, and I was like, of all these other like random theme songs that they're playing, like, why did they pick that one to be like the most intimidating? Like, if you do not get off this stage, a rabbit wearing horns will come after you.
But hey,
I think
but
it should
hey.
spend. Go ahead.
Sorry, Hitler's song couldn't even stop Inarritu, though.
Nope.
He just fucking didn't even hear it. He just went on till it. And I've never seen someone beat the music where they're like,
You're so
I'm going till they
good.
stop. Welcome.
I'm just curious, like, why didn't they just use the Terminator theme? I think it's so much more. I just like bum 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 bum. Like it's so much more
You
ominous.
want to know why? Because
And
the
it's
da da
also-
da da da, the da 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 part is really intimidating. But once you get to da-na-na-na, that part is perfect for just talking over. And they would just keep going, and that part goes for a while in that song, Brian.
Well, whatever happened to the nondescript classical lovely music that they used to play? Like the stuff that feels like an Oscars award show.
Meh.
I guess
Yeah.
they just opted not to.
They're
Yeah.
trying to mix it up. They're trying to get other songs.
What I
So
will
let's
say
play
is-
let's play Hitler's favorite song.
The Oscars, I gotta say, this year felt a lot faster. But truth be told, it's actually been in line with the last like 8 years of.
Yeah.
of
Brian, you know who I think tripped that up?
Hmm.
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, no kidding.
She got the good Ambien, y'all.
Yeah, no kidding. See, don't mix Ambien and red wine.
Don't
folks.
mix Ambien and red wine.
Listen, look at Patricia Arquette. Do not mix Ambien and red wine.
Don't fucking do it.
Or
Patricia
Girl Scout
Arquette.
cookies,
Or
apparently.
Girl Scout
This
cookies.
PSA has been brought to you by Nerds on Film.
You don't know until it happens to you, okay? Patricia Arquette, like, you just got roofied.
But that being said,
She
though,
looked
like
out of it.
even with that being the case, this last year, in line with like the last 8 years, they've got it down to a science. They've got the show down to a solid 3.5 hours.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
In memoriam, I think they missed a couple of good names.
Who'd they miss?
And namely Jeffrey Lewis, the father of Juliette Lewis. He was
Oh.
in 220 films. He starred alongside Clint Eastwood in like a couple hundred good ones back in the 50s and 60s. Really prolific actor that he passed away this past year, and Juliette Lewis even made a statement about it, how she felt like he was pretty snubbed.
Well, he'll make it into next year for sure.
There were a lot of technical folks that passed away though that they really paid homage to. I thought
So
that-
many.
Yeah.
It's tough to get them all in.
Yeah. I mean, there's no real. I mean, that's hard to defend either side because it's obviously you want to recognize their life, and they also have to keep it down to the people who had the greatest contribution.
Brian
with
still
the
got
film.
misty-eyed, so my night was still
no, I
made.
did. I mean, when I saw
Oh,
Alan
I did
Rickman,
too.
I mean, seeing Alan Rickman, it
Ugh.
just chokes me up a little bit, and I'm very much looking forward to our episode next month where we salute Alan Rickman.
And the Alan Rickman part in the middle got me moving. The tears were starting to move, and then to end on Nimoy, I was like,
I know. Although I mean, I personally choked up pretty hard for Bowie, but I was really confused why they used his clip from Zoolander.
It's a walk-off.
Because he was playing himself.
It's a walk-off.
I was like, why did they do that one? I was like, really? I was like, you could have picked Labyrinth, you could have picked The Prestige, something like that, but no, let's pick Zoolander, the cameo appearance. What?
Well, I mean, I will say that he became a character of himself. The one thing I will always remember him by is
The walk-off scene in Zoolander.
No, is on extras where he goes,
Oh, right.
"Chubby little fat man."
Oh, yes.
Emotional joke. Pathetic little loser.
Yeah, I also another thing I really liked this year was the little like it was like Oscar's version of pop-up video for like the little
You like that?
I liked it.
I thought to myself, is this fucking pop-up video? We all have smartphones. We all can look this shit up. We're looking it up already. I was looking it up on IMDb. Who is this person? Again, oh, they won this. Oh, they put
I
it on
liked
the
that I
screen.
didn't have to look it up on IMDb because
the
it was right in front of my
ESPN
face.
It was the ESPN version of the Oscars. You know what? Honestly, I was fine with it. I really
Oh,
was.
yeah, all we need is like the ticker thing on the right that's like showing what awards are coming up and that just keeps going down.
What are their
This is,
stats? What are their odds? Because they won. Well, this person didn't win the SAG, so I don't know.
It's the ESPN zone of the Oscars. I love the Jacob Tremblay and Abraham Atta moment when they got on the boxes.
Yeah, the
That was
apple
very
boxes, those were cute.
And then Jacob's like, I liked you in Madagascar. His little baby voice.
He was so.
He was a zebra!
And he was so like, because we were watching him being interviewed beforehand, and he's so confident in himself and so funny. Like when he makes a mistake, he just rolls with it.
Vanessa's like, his parents are hot.
Yeah, he's adorable. He's adorable. I want to adopt him.
I want to take him home.
I do.
Angelina Jolie, stay away.
Oh, I love him so much, I just want to lock him in a room with his mother for 7 years.
But they also cut off his mic. Like, or either there he wasn't close enough to it, but like
close enough.
it was sad. Like, I mean, his voice still carried, which is great.
Yeah,
but,
meh.
bummer. So.
Oh, by the way, a motherfucking crime that kid did not get nominated for Best Actor.
Agreed.
I've said that.
Agreed. So, then let's talk about Leo.
Let's.
Freaking finally. And can I say what I really appreciated about his speech? He basically didn't say like, well, it's about damn time. Like, he didn't do that. He was actually pretty.
He was very classy about it.
Very classy.
He's like, thank you for my whole career.
Yeah, he could have probably cut back on the global warming thing just a smidge. Not to say that I disagree with him, but like it just went on a little long.
I mean, he's always been an advocate for it. And
oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I get it.
So I was totally expecting that, and honestly, like he's not wrong. He
No,
really
he's not
isn't.
wrong.
And
Like I
so,
said, it's not like I disagree with him. I just
everyone-
I like political statements at the Oscars because I think it is a really good, opportunity. But at the same time, like, keep it short, 1 to 2 sentences, or
simple, stupid.
Yeah.
or do like what Gaga did,
Yeah. I mean, the downside of it is it's now, like, I think the one thing that, speaking of this from a moderate point of view, is that you now look at it and now it's like a cross section of what are our causes, and let's find a way to work in them all. And okay, LGBT rights. Okay. Sexual assault awareness. Okay, yes, let's put that in. Okay, let's put in racial awareness. Let's put in climate awareness. It's like we're now aware of every fucking issue, next to there was even a fucking Donald Trump joke in the show. It's like, okay, you couldn't be more left if you tried. Like, I just don't. I don't even have a joke to go with it because it is what it is. But I mean, that being said, I agree with everything that was espoused.
It's what Chris Rock said, right? We're in a room full of liberals, really, really nice people.
These are the nicest white people around.
Yeah, it's true because Clint Eastwood was not president.
No.
Which I would have thought, considering that Ennio Morricone was there.
Like, where's his translator?
Right. Yeah. So I don't know who he was. I'm guessing maybe of his son. They looked like there was a resemblance.
Should have been
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood.
And that was actually his first Oscar that he won one because he got an honorary Oscar in 2007, but hadn't won one up to that point.
Right.
So that was like one
Good
that
for
he
him.
like achieved because of a specific movie that he did, which made me feel better about John Williams not getting it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you look at when you get honorary Oscars, that's usually the Academy's way of saying you've tried real hard.
Yeah.
Stop.
Not stop so much as like your breadth of work has been just consistently awesome enough to get you nominated, because he was like nominated like 7 times or something
Yeah.
and just hadn't won.
I
Yeah.
loved how he paid homage to John Williams.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
They were sitting right next to each other.
They've got a good BFF kind of
Mhm.
situation
Yeah.
going there.
Yeah, that was very cute, very touching, actually.
And then
Well-
Danny Elfman being there too.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
mentioned him because he composed apparently the animated theme for. Which I had no idea. Like, good for him. Awesome.
Mhm.
His hair is awfully red. I will say, for a man who's in his early 60s.
His hair's always been really red. It's been like that since the 80s.
Yeah.
What a fabulous ginger.
You go to one dead man's party and your hair stays red forever.
It's a dead man's party.
Who could ask for more?
Yeah. So, what else do we want to talk about, guys? I thought
Sofia Vergara's boobs.
Sophia Vergara.
Of course. We need to do an episode about that. She needs to be in a movie first, though.
I feel well, she's done a couple, but I feel like
She
there was
has
a
done
lot.
a couple.
Is it just me, or there were a lot of standing ovations this year too? There was a standing ovation for Lady Gaga. There was a standing ovation for Leonardo DiCaprio.
There's one for
Ennio
Biden.
Morricone. One for who?
But Joe Biden.
One for Joe Biden, which okay, Vice President, fair. But like there was like 4 or 5 standing ovations, and I'm like,
Maybe that was the Academy's version of calisthenics for the evening.
Right.
Get your cardio in. while
It's
you
their version of Catholic Mass, Brian. You should understand.
at least in Catholic Mass they hand out snacks 3/4 of the way through.
Hey, they give out Girl Scout cookies. Come on.
See, there's your There's your carbs and
Too
your cardio.
soon. Too soon.
And all you can suck hot dogs afterwards.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
No, you know the rule. You
I
go
had
to
to
In
do
and
it.
Out.
If you lose,
If
if
you
you lose, you go to In-N-Out. If you
I'm
win,
talking to you, Hillary Swank.
if you win, you go to Wolfgang Puck's Oscar party,
You get sucked.
where he makes probably something that's like a chicken pot pie that was made with foie gras and I don't know,
They get little Oscar statuettes made out of like salmon and shit. I don't fucking
and like
know.
goose vagina or something.
Goose vagina.
Wow.
Haggis.
You know, people have problems with foie gras and the way that it's harvested, but if you've ever had really expensive foie gras, is foie gras where the geese are force fed at gunpoint. So one guy holds a gun on them, the other one stuffs it. So it's like the immense amount of fear they release hormones in, and it's so delicious.
Holy shit, you're eating fear.
I ate fear, and it was delicious.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
You're giving the duck the beaties. and
Um,
you're
what'd you guys think about Alicia Vikander?
totally deserved.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, she had first of all, this was one of 4 tremendous performances. I know I saw her in Ex Machina and I saw her in The Danish Girl. I didn't see her in the one with Kit Harington and the
Well, did you see The Man from U.N.C.L.E.? She was in that too.
and Man from U.N.C.L.E. too.
Yeah.
She was good in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., but that was also just an action movie. But she did 2 outstanding performances this year. She was brilliant in Ex Machina,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad the movie won the effects because the effects in that movie was just were like.
People are really disappointed.
Are you fucking kidding me, Brian? The effects were good, considering the independent movie status and all that stuff. But I mean, when you're up against Star Wars, Mad Max, and shit, you're like, what?
That's
But
what
the
I
thing
was kind
is-
of wondering. I was like, really? Mad Max didn't get anything? Well, admittedly, Mad Max had a lot of practical effects, but
fair-
like, I don't know. I was really annoyed that
Practical effects are indeed visual.
that's
to
true.
be fair, to be totally fair, how many Oscars have ILM won at this point? How many times have they been nominated? They've been nominated a bajillion times.
It doesn't matter, Brian. The best is the best.
Well,
and
no,
that's it.
if we talk about the Academy acknowledging consistency, great. We know they're consistent. That's why they got nominated. The same reason why I'm sure the house that did Mad Max was probably another effects house that had done very consistent in the past. This small independent film.
No, I mean, I'm
with
pretty sure
resources-
ILM did. ILM did all of it. ILM sort of did Ex Machina too. Just ask.
Well,
They'll be like,
the point-
yeah, we did this as a small thing, but we are a subsidiary.
The point I'm trying to make is a small independent film matched the quality of a films that had $200 million budgets. That's why they won the Oscar, and that's why I thought it was a great achievement on their part. So that's the point I'm trying. So
Okay.
anyway,
We have not actually talked about. We talked about it on the text thread when it happened, but we haven't talked about it on here. Is Lady Gaga's performance?
Oh God!
Oh, my
I made
God.
everyone in the room shut up because I was getting emotional.
we were all crying. Every single one of us in the room
Oh,
was crying.
so important, so important.
I felt like actually that was probably one of the most cinematic performances that I've seen
Yeah.
on the Oscars, and
Yeah.
like the way she truly performed it, like with every fiber of her being performed it,
Mm.
and like it was, and the message, and even
guys
Joe Biden's speech before it, like the whole thing, like you just have to watch the whole thing
Yeah.
all together because it was just spectacular.
I think Gaga has really made a hell of an example in the past year of how to do a career right. Like,
Yeah.
remember last year when she did the Sound of Music tribute?
And she killed it. Oh my God, she was amazing.
Like I was crying and we were doing that show. And then ever since then she has just proven herself to be such a fully rounded. I mean, we were like she's like 3 away from an EGOT now, because I mean she was brilliant at the Golden Globes, at the Grammys for the Bowie tribute.
She'll probably win an Emmy for American Horror
She'll
Story.
probably
this
win an
coming fall.
Emmy. I mean,
Yeah.
she's been acting. She's been at the fucking Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? She killed it. Like, she has become such a fully respectable artist and not just this, pop princess weirdo.
Well, I mean, if you look at some of the greats, like you look at Bowie, you look at Elton John, like all of these people really have done the same thing where it's like you come out of the gates completely outlandish, you get all of that attention, and then all of a sudden you're like, great, now that I've got your attention, let me reel it back a bit and actually show you that I am amazing.
Totally. Yeah. So, and she killed it tonight. It was an incredible
She totally
performance.
killed it. I don't know how much she had to do with the approach, the concept for her number, but knowing her and how creative she is with that kind of stuff, I mean, it was really, really just stunning.
She recently
and
came
powerful.
out and revealed that she was also a victim of sexual abuse. So it's
Right.
just kind of like there's such a genuine part of where this performance is coming. Like there was one moment when she looked directly into the camera,
Yeah.
and it was just so heart-wrenchingly gorgeous and just
Yeah.
the
And
Veritas.
the bravery of all those
Bravery.
people to walk out on stage knowing that this is one of the most highly televised events in the world. That everybody's going to see you, and they're totally okay with that. The amount of bravery is ridiculous.
And there was a man. There was a man on stage.
Yeah, there
There
was.
was more than
There was
one.
I think there were a couple, yeah.
Mhm.
The thing I think it's also important to remember is that because there were a couple people who we were following who said, how can you have an amazing performance like that and not win the Academy Award? Let's not forget that the ballots were due 2 weeks ago. Like the awards were decided way before she gave this amazing performance, and it's not about the performance. It's
about the
great that
song.
she knocked it out, but it's about the song, and I think we all agree the song was way better than Writing on the Wall.
Yeah.
But
Every song is better than that fucking song from Spectre.
Unfortunately,
It's the worst Bond song ever.
Unfortunately,
Not as bad as the Sheryl Crow one.
Oh God, it was a Sheryl Crow
I
one.
will say though that the
We
Academy
don't talk about that one.
the Academy does have a bit of a Bond bias because they have given Oscars to several Bond songs in the past.
Adele.
Well,
Adele,
Skyfall, the Skyfall song fucking deserved the living shit out
Yeah,
of that.
that one was good.
Song from Goldfinger.
Mm-hmm.
Goldfinger, literally the song from Goldfinger. I mean, won.
Speaking
So,
of
you know.
Goldfinger. Speaking of snubs, can I talk about kind of getting bummed that Sylvester Stallone didn't win it tonight?
I mean, no.
Who's Mark Rylance, by
I
the
mean,
way?
good for Mark Rylance because he's a working character actor who's worked for decades
He
in
has.
all forms of the acting. No, seriously, he has. My uncle actually knows him.
Oh.
And he did great work. He really did do great work.
He was amazing in that. Would it help?
Yeah,
Would
the
it
Would It
help?
Help bit in Bridges of Spies was awesome. I think we all would have loved to see Sylvester Stallone win, and I do think he was the better performance. Don't get me
Rocco.
wrong. I mean, the heartbreaking scene. Spoilers, everybody. The heartbreaking scene when he finds out he's got cancer, like the level of restraint that he shows, and this weird level of acceptance. Like, okay, I'm just gonna die now. I'm not gonna fight it. Like that. That is heartbreaking. But you know, I mean, Stallone is doing very well for himself. He got the Golden Globe. He got the Screen Actors Guild Award for it. His career's kind of come back. He's no longer just seen as the action star anymore. He might do more actual
He could
acting.
he could still get a nomination for Rambo
Creed 2.
5, where some unknown director's like, hey, instead of Rambo killing people, right? How about Rambo gets sick and is teaching this other kid how to murder people with machete?
Sean,
And
I'm glad you brought
yes,
that up. I'm glad you brought that up because the next Rambo movie is actually about Rambo's son.
Aw.
He plays a smaller part in it, so it turns out that you're actually not too far from the truth.
What?
Rambo.
Yeah. Yep.
Wowza.
The real son of Rambo, not the French movie Son of Rambo. So,
not to be confused with the avant-garde title of the independent film,
Son of Rambo.
Son of Rambo with a W at the end.
Right.
Isn't that
Son of Rainbow.
Or please rewind.
Be Kind, no, those were just Swedish
Be
films.
kind, rewind.
Yeah, no, there was an actual it was an actual feature film about a kid who made a home movie that was called Son of Rambo, but it was Rambo, Rambau.
Yeah.
No, it's Rambo with a W.
Whatever. It had an alternative spelling to Rambo, so they didn't get sued, basically.
As far as I'm concerned, y'all, Brie Larson could win all of the awards.
Dude, she so deserved it.
What a queen.
And a very classy acceptance speech, too.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
She did
And
a great
she's come
job.
from a world of she's worked in nothing but like improvisational comedy stuff in that kind of realm, where she worked with Judd Apatow on Trainwreck, and she's worked in I think wasn't she on either Parks and Rec or The Office or something at some point? Something like that.
She was. I know she was in a couple
She
of
was in
episodes
Scott
of The
Pilgrim.
League, and she was in
That's
United
right.
States of Terra.
And
Okay.
she was Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And 13 going on 30. And the Disney Channel original movie with Beverly Johnson from
Oh yeah, that one that I've seen. Never.
Wait, I
which
just want
one?
to give a response. One of our listeners, Aurelius, has been watching us. He just wanted to say that if it rhymes, it must be true. What the fuck, Sean? Really? He also says that Patricia Arquette has always looked roofied. So, you know.
True.
Right?
True.
Well done, sir.
Oh, shit.
Um,
That's hilarious. Thank you for saying that.
He said he did make a funny joke. Is that white people commenting on Chris Rock is like Donald Trump commenting on the Dalai Lama. So,
True. You guys,
pretty funny.
Brie Larson was in Right on Track, the 2003 Disney Channel original movie with Beverly Mitchell from Seventh Heaven, where they were played sisters and they were like race car drivers.
I don't think I saw that one. It's rare when I don't see Disney Channel original movies.
I swore to God, oddly enough, when we first started this, that we would never mention Seventh Heaven. And you did it. You had to do it.
I fucking had to do it, dude.
And you didn't
Disney
even
Channel-
mention Jessica Biel's ass.
Jessica Biel's ass can go to Seventh Heaven for all I fucking care.
Are you kidding me? Have you seen it? You can bounce quarters off it.
I don't want to bounce quarters off of anything. I want to put them in my purse because I'm poor. Help me,
Damn.
I'm poor.
Wait. You don't even want to bounce quarters off Chris Evans' ass? I'm pretty sure.
No,
Yeah.
I would bounce Canadian loonies off that.
Oh, damn.
I don't know. Chris Evans' ass. When you bounce a quarter off of Chris Evans' ass, it comes back at you a 50-cent piece, though.
At least if it's a loony, it's $1, or if it's a toonie, it's $2.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm rich, bitch.
You
in
Canadians.
Canada.
Fucking Canadians.
You're fucking welcome, world.
I took a toonie and a loony down to Tim Hortons and got
All right,
some
guys.
donuts.
Maple infused donut, don't you
No
know?
way to the fucking Leafs game.
Before we get into announcing who the winner of the challenge was, and feedback, final thoughts on the 88th Oscars.
The curse is broken.
The curse is broken, indeed.
It was a really good year in some regards and a really bad year in other very apparent regards.
Nah.
Sean?
So it was just another Oscars is what it was.
All right.
Oh, and go Mad Max.
I
go Mad Max.
love that Mad Max won so many awards. I wanted it so hard to win Best Picture, but I'm totally fine with Spotlight. I think this is something that hasn't been talked about yet. I was a big fan of the deep V's. A lot of titties out. There was a lot of boobies out at this Oscars,
Sarah,
and I
you
think
shaking
that
your
this
head at me,
fashion
girl?
trend should continue.
I'm just a little disappointed that there was not as much, dick
Dongs?
cleavage.
Like
Dick
Tom
cleavage.
Hardy?
Yeah,
I have tried to start a clothing line of jeans that have a window that shows the top part of the dick. The dick
That's
cleavage.
what I want.
Moose knuckle?
Nah, that's the bottom part, Roxy.
Yeah.
You need to read the internet harder.
Yeah. Either that or just more tight pants, and there was not enough. I didn't
Yes.
see the outlines of enough dong on the Oscars.
You didn't? Not
No.
once? Not even on Jacob Tremblay?
Look at you. Like, that's because John Hamm wasn't there with his gigantic madman dong.
Right.
He does.
Speaking of dongs,
John
Ollie
Hamm dong.
G- Ollie G saying, the little yellow people with the little dongs, and you're like, that's the most racist thing I've ever heard. And he goes, the Minions, and you're like, oh, you sly son of a bitch.
Sacha Baron Cohen did such a good job because those movie Best Picture intros were kind of boring,
Yeah.
and so he just totally spruced that up. I'm like, thank God for you.
Why do I feel like this Oscars was kind of an audition for next year's hosts? Like Louis C.K. could do it.
That's my final thought.
You know,
I think
like
Louis
Kevin
C.K.
Hart could do it.
Kevin Hart or Louis C.K.
yeah.
The Oscars next
Even
year.
Sacha Baron Cohen if they got desperate, for real.
I think they'd be really, really worried about what he might do leading up to the Oscars, some kind of other character thing that he did to Pam Anderson.
He could easily host the Golden Globes as they've allowed Ricky Gervais to do.
He would kidnap Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
What about Whoopi Goldberg?
She was awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
She could come back as host.
I loved.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my real final thought. I loved the special edits they did of the Best Picture films, and that they actually got Jeff Daniels and Kristen Wiig to redo the whole scene from The Martian.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Rock. And that I love that they got Whoopi Goldberg to be in 2 of the segments. That was hilarious.
She was like,
Yeah.
It's gonna cost $2,500 to go get it.
I want to see the Black Astronaut to you.
The Tracy Morgan though, Tracy Morgan as the Danish girl. Oh my God.
I'm a Danish.
I don't know if you caught this, but I caught something very subtle, which is that he was wearing that bright red lipstick, and it was very clever, but at the same time it was what?
I was just having a little Sharon Stone moment. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, it was just a shadow. I
It
promise.
was a shadow of a doubt.
I was having a little Eddie Redmayne blinking and looking cute from the Danish Girl moment.
Oh, Sean.
Oh, Sean.
What? He was so adorable. Honestly, still want to fuck Eddie Redmayne in that movie.
Yeah.
And spoilers, if he had fucking survived and that vagina would have been fucking full steam, I would have been all about it.
So now let's talk about the
It's a kind of a
Oscar.
shame that I haven't seen a lot of these movies.
Me too. I feel.
Oh shit! Yeah, your fault.
Because I didn't see Creed, didn't see Danish Girl, and now I know how these things are ending. So great,
Damn it.
cool.
So what I was saying was now let's talk about the Oscar challenge,
Yes.
because this is not a challenge that is easy to complete at all.
Fuck no, it's not.
But this year we actually had a few people who completed it who haven't been able to complete it in previous years. Sean completed the challenge for the first time ever.
Yes. Hello. Yes.
That was awesome.
I would like to use this time to talk about climate change since I've won this award. Climate change. Okay, I'm sorry.
We do want to mention before we get to so amongst the Nerdonomy crew. Sean did it. I was able to do it for the second year in a row. I'm happy about that because it's not an easy challenge to do. That being said, we didn't. We had somebody got very close among our listeners, Clint. He was one film away, and he said that if he finished it tonight, he would have completed the challenge. But the rules say
What did he need to see still?
I think he still needed to see Sicario. No, it wasn't Sicario. He told us earlier today, but there was just one film left. I think.
Son of Saul?
No, it wasn't Son of Saul. So that being said, good on you, Clint. You got very, very close.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
So thank you for that. Next year will be your year. But we do have one winner, who saw all the films. Remember, the rule is you have to see the films legitimately. So by that rules, Sean technically didn't. Sean saw all the films, but Sean didn't technically win.
Hey! I told you there's a special rule for me because where I live, they don't put some of these movies in the theaters, and they're not out for rent yet. Fucker.
That being said,
You should be in prison by now.
we did have one, the person who did complete the challenge very diligently, and her name is Vanessa.
Yay!
And she did see all 4 phases of the Oscar challenge.
Vanessa, we're talking about you, girl.
And she does just so happen.
Oh, is she there?
She is.
Yeah.
here.
How delightfully convenient.
Come make your acceptance
does-
speech in front of the camera.
It
Come on.
just so happens that she's my girlfriend.
Come on,
yes.
Vanessa. Come
But-
over here.
Oh, I
Vanessa.
see what happens here.
1 minute behind.
Get over
Yeah,
here.
it's okay.
See,
Cheaters.
in the Oscars, they have a
I
problem
can't hear him now.
with diversity, and in this award system, we have a problem with nepotism. So we're sorry.
Okay, she can't hear anything you're saying because her headphones aren't plugged into the
Vanessa.
mic.
No, but the listeners can, and that's what's important.
Who would you like to thank for this auspicious award?
Uh,
Don't say that one.
no. I saw a few of the movies before we started dating.
The writing's on the wall, bro.
And she's wearing a Nerdonomy t-shirt, ladies and
Uh,
gentlemen.
She did. She
Look at
bought
this.
like 3 T-shirts from us, which is awesome.
Oh yeah.
looking good, girlfriend.
See, you can get these on Nerdonomy.com, by the way.
Way to plug it.
There you go.
I will thank my job so that I was able to afford to
Like,
see all these goddamn movies.
Consumerism and capitalism.
But
Double
no,
Cs.
it was really fun. This is the first time in a long time that I actually was able to see all the films.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
That's really cool.
good time.
I'm gonna go continue cleaning the kitchen.
Have fun. Try and watch a movie while you're at it. That always makes the time go faster.
So Clint, we'll hit you up. I think because you got the closest, I think we'll still give you the
You
duffel
and
bag.
Vanessa
because-
should have a cage match, Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holmes style. Rematch!
Jesus.
Real winner.
Brutal.
Find out.
So Clint, I think we're gonna go ahead and honor you with the gift bag anyway, with the duffel bag anyway,
Aw.
because you got the closest to it, and why not?
Why
Let's be
not?
Oprah
We're generous.
in our very small cosmic way. So
You get a duffel bag. You get a duffel bag. Everybody gets a duffel bag.
everyone look under your chair.
Hey, it's an Oscar.
You
I
get
feel
a
like
duffel bag, and you get a duffel bag.
if I looked under my chair right now and found a duffel bag, I'd just be like, Brian, how the hell did you get in my house?
I'm a ninja. That's how. So
Who let you in?
Who let the Brian
I'm
in?
Batman.
What? No.
No!
Bad Roxy. No.
Oh, you guys missed it.
That being said, let's get into some listener feedback.
Listener feedback. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got some feedback, motherfuckers.
All right, go ahead.
This feedback comes from Steven Rosenberg from Motion Picture Meltdown. He's a friend of ours. He sent me something. It says, all right, so here's some feedback. Thanks, Steven. Roxy's. When Roxy said he got the cancer right, literally made me laugh to the point of tears at work. Thank you for that. Brian,
What-
you forgot George Clooney when you said Bale was the only Batman to win an Oscar, because Clooney has won an Oscar and he played Batman.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yes.
Yes. However, Clooney got his Oscar way after playing Batman, where Bale got his Oscar while he was in between the Batman films.
Wait,
So
what are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about the posthumous episode.
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Wait, when did
it's
I say
called
the cancer
feedback
thing?
about other episodes.
Shut up, Sean. What's the kid? I don't remember my comment about the cancer.
You
thing.
said he got the cancer right about something, or somebody that died of cancer. You said he got the cancer right Like kind of like I would say because I'm dead inside, but you're like supposed to be a pillar of the fucking mental health community, and you saying it's way worse.
This is my self-care, and this is where I discharge and vent all of those frustrations. So I like being the female version of you, Sean.
Wow.
She's discharging
Dirty.
frustrations, guys.
I'm
Brian,
all
take
about
your
Roxy's
napkin.
discharges. All about Roxy's discharges.
You know what?
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
That is
So-
a real medical issue. Do not hold it against me.
to
Yeah,
continue
I actually like
Steven's
this one, sorry.
feedback, Steven continues.
Oh, man.
Steven says, shame on you, Sean. Christian Bale Batman sucks. You know what, Steven? You could fucking eat a big old bag of chocolate-covered dicks because I love Christian Bale Batman.
You know what I'm gonna say? I gotta say, after seeing the most recent trailer, I think I'm all about the Ben Affleck Batman.
I think Affleck's going to be the best Batman. Cue the feedback that comes in going, you're dead to us, fuck you. But we don't know yet. It's not done.
Yeah.
To all of you, although, I want Leo to win so badly, and that what he put himself through for The Revenant definitely deserves him the award, and I think he'll win it. I think as far as acting chops go, I have to go with Cranston's performance this year. So, Cranston didn't win, but you were right. Leo did win. Honestly, I was more impressed with Hardy than Leo. Wow.
Mhm.
Keep rocking. Can't wait to share post-Oscar thoughts with you guys. And Sarah, get your ass on NPM and roast Xanadu and Grease 2 with us already.
I know. I've been so busy. I mean,
Well,
obviously I missed a whole month of episodes here, so.
well,
Yeah.
Steven, I think you'll have to know that now you know that if you want to win an Oscar, you just have to let a grizzly bear slit your throat and hump you, and that will guarantee that you.
I know 3 guys that did that for real ain't got no Oscars.
Guys,
So that's bullshit.
like for realsies though, Leslie Jones doing that in the
So good.
Yes.
So
was
good.
so freaking good.
It's like, yeah, call me back.
We do have a feedback from Carrie. This is from early
Oh.
February. It was called Lack of Mel. A little disappointed that basically we didn't do enough. We only did one Mel Brooks Away episode this year.
Sorry.
The Star Wars episode was amazing, but is there any hope or chance of a second Mel Brooks episode to make up for the fact that there was only one this January? I'm having severe Mel withdrawals and need y'all to help me out here. The podcasts are great, and please keep up the good work. I've always been thinking very seriously about this, and I believe Sean should run against Kanye
Oh, shit.
for president
Yes.
in 2020.
All right. I guess we're announcing it today.
Can
Sean
I-
Moriarty 2020, because literally the amount of outlandish and horrible things that I've said on the record does not even amount to Donald Trump in any fact. And I haven't been roasted by Comedy Central. So,
Make
I think I got a
America
shot.
shitty again. Yay,
That's
make
true.
America shitty again. Vote Sean Moriarty 2020.
Can I really quick? I need to address that Mel Brooks
Fuck you,
thing.
Brian.
Yes, we only did one Mel Brooksbury episode this year. I think we only did one last year also, and it's simply because we're trying to spread out the joy that is Mel Brooksbury, and we want to make sure that we have movies for future years, because then we're going to have to start getting into TV shows.
Oh, no. I say that when we revisit the ones we've already talked about, we do full-on commentary episodes where you line it up with the
totally.
movie.
I think that's a great idea.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But
However,
Hmm?
we're just telling you, we have 6 episodes with the Mel Brooksbury that you can go back and enjoy.
oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
You guys, I have this reaction clip of Michael Rappaport reacting to the Oscars.
Fuck off! You cocksucker! Who the fuck is this? What the fuck?
Was
What the fuck is going on?
This is a reaction to when Mark Rylance won.
was that because
Oh, come on.
He's
Mark
over for
Rylance was
Stallone.
fucking awesome. And I said it from the beginning. I was like, if anybody could beat Stallone, it's this fucking guy. And he did it.
Oh man, good feedback, y'all. There's one from Bobby for
Bobby!
Sean. It was about the Oscars controversy. I mean, we kind of addressed it. It's just kind of like, what do we think about the fact that there was the lack of African American nominees? And then he has a comment for you, Sean. He loves the podcast. And he wanted to ask, Katie Holmes is your arch nemesis, so please leave her alone. We all know she suffered enough after dealing with Tom.
Did I attack Katie Holmes? I've
Well,
attacked
she
a lot of
is-
people.
I mean, she is Holmes, and we are Moriarty's. So
True.
The rivalry is just inbred.
Yeah.
Not inbred, ingrained, I should say.
Clever girl.
It's inbred.
clever girl.
I gotta say, Katie Holmes, I don't mean to attack you further, but
Uh-huh.
the best performance that you've ever sort of given was Anne Hathaway's impression of you on SNL, and that's it. That's literally it.
Hey, I loved her in Dawson's Creek.
Oh my God. Yeah, you also were hormonal and 12, so it doesn't count.
Wow.
Whatever.
Dawson's Creek doesn't count. You know what? You want to know how I know? Because I love Baywatch, and I was hormonal and 12 when it was on, and then I see it now and I go, oh, that's terrible.
Touche, sir. Touche.
Is Brian talking to himself?
No, we were just mumbling about feedback. We have another one from BitLola. She said she's a huge fan of the shows. Wants to know if we're going to do a Deadpool episode. She would love to see maybe us combine some info about the comic and the film. Good suggestion. It's not in our near future, but we can probably address it in a couple months or so if that's cool. Maybe around the time it gets released on VOD. That'd be good.
Wolverine, he's got a nice pair of smooth criminals down there.
God, that movie was so great.
It was so fucking good.
Happy International Women's Day.
I also love that Happy Lent, and they're just sitting reading in the rain. That was
Read Jill's feedback.
Jill's.
Jill's feedback is going to be a whole episode, so we should cover
It's
it.
got to be.
Jill, we
Yeah.
love you, boo boo.
Jill was talking
It's got
about.
to be.
Jill, we'll summarize it very quickly. Just like we had made the comments, or she made the comment a couple years ago about the distinction between the protagonist and the hero of the story, very much in that we had brought up again with The Dark Knight and how there's a difference between the villain and the antagonist of the film, and that the Joker is the quote-unquote the villain, but the true antagonist is Harvey Dent of the film.
The Joker is a dynamic character or the relationship character.
Right,
Yep.
exactly. And I just chose a different word for it. I chose the trickster as a word, which he really is very much so.
Yeah.
The trickster archetypal character.
Sure. We'll do a whole episode about that.
No,
movie.
yeah, because we talked about that, but then Jill challenged us with a list of movies where she's like, all right, break all these ones down. And we were like, I was like, oh, we could do this as like a recurring episode, not just a new episode, but
Yeah.
we could keep doing this.
Like,
I
keep
said we
in
do it once every
mind,
10 episodes.
like a year ago, I was plugging Lost Woods for them because they make Jill and her boyfriend make games. So they made their board game. They're plugging a card game right now on Kickstarter. It's called Nomi, GNOMI. If you guys want to go look for it and support it, it's really awesome. It's a great game. So I'm totally not surprised that in her feedback she's like, by the way, I'm going to turn this into a game for you all. Jill is also the master creator behind our Bachelor Fantasy League that we have, so, Jill's always good for a good time.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Did you just say Bachelor? Like the show The Bachelor?
Yes,
Yes,
we have a
there's a-
fantasy draft for The Bachelor, yes.
Yes.
I'd
I'd like to take this time to say that it's been wonderful working with you all. And I will be leaving the podcast forever.
Sean, if you
Oh,
played,
Sean.
you would
Sean.
thoroughly enjoy yourself, trust me.
We've got one more feedback.
Oh, no, I play
comment.
Fantasy Redneck Island, which is a show on True TV. It's way more exciting, and there's a lot more bad words and titties out.
One more piece of feedback.
One
Sean.
more feedback. This is from Thomas saying that he's been listening to Nerds on History since October and more recently Nerds on Film. Both have been absolutely fantastic. He's been working his way through the backlogs and he wanted to mention that the one on the second Harry Potter episode, damn Gina, it was stated that whipping boy was a term associated with slavery, and while it might occasionally be used as such, it's more a term used in association with royalty, since the whipping boy was often a playmate of a prince or royal family member who would be punished for that family member's misdoings, as the royal person could not be touched.
It was essentially the royal scapegoat. Yeah.
Mhm.
We actually have
Royal
brought that up on
scapegoat.
other episodes before. I don't know if it was for that particular instance, but I think we talked about it for sure on Nerds on History.
Mm.
But thank you for correcting that. We did know that. We appreciate that.
Mhm.
We probably just misspoke in the moment,
Yeah,
which
buddy.
oftentimes happens, especially from me. So thank you, Thomas, for that. And thank you guys all for your feedback. Thank you, by the way, for watching us live.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting us. We always appreciate it.
Sorry for technical issues.
Sarah, why don't you tell our fans how you can continue to support Nerds on Film and Nerdonomy as a whole?
Well, if you guys want to talk to us, you can go do so by going to nerdonomy.com, clicking that talk to us button. It'll shoot an email straight to our inboxes. Otherwise, you can also hit us up on social media. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. We are on
No, fuck that. We're on Twitter.
Twitter.
We are all on Twitter for you people.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was Twitter and Instagram?
When I'm on the Twitters and the Instagrams.
And Facebook. Just search for Nerdonomy. You will find us. I promise you that. But the most important thing that you can do for us is to please, please, please tell your friends about us. If you do, then we might have more watchers in the future when we do our live episodes. And we would really appreciate that.
Tell us if full frontal male nudity would help, because I am willing
Yeah. So
to
thank
throw
you,
myself upon the slab for you people.
folks. Thank you, all 4 of you who are watching right now. Who are watching at this very moment. We appreciate you. We will, and for those who missed this, we will be releasing this within the next day or 2 via our normal feeds.
That's
are
where most
now-
people will hear it.
We are now living in a post-Leo Oscar society.
Oh,
That's
come on.
crazy.
Are we gonna go
Welcome
that grandiose?
to the future.
Seriously?
Welcome to the future, y'all.
Oh,
What's next?
Jesus.
What's next? What is next?
Ted. We give Ted an Oscar. Not Seth MacFarlane. We give Ted.
You watch
The
your-
bear?
Brian.
We give because now that we fought.
You give the bear best actor, and you
Then we
give
give him
fucking
Oscar.
Flash Gordon best supporting actor. It will change the whole game.
That's the next step, folks.
Look at my cat, best lead
Actually, you know what?
cat.
Truthfully, next step. Andy Serkis. The last thing I want to say before we
Voice
close up.
actors.
Andy Serkis is a fucking brilliant actor,
Yes.
and he was great that you showed him tonight. But motion cap performance is just as legitimate a form of acting as anything else,
Mhm.
If not harder.
if not harder. I
Mhm.
think with the number of animated films and the number of mocap films, we need to have a serious conversation about integrating categories for voice acting
Yes.
and in the Oscars for films, as well as motion capture acting, because
Yep.
there's enough of them going on now
Yep.
where it's possible. And and honestly, even pushing it forward, it may not be restricted to men and women. We might just have to do a single category where men and women are nominated equally, like the other technical categories are.
Yeah.
So
I just don't understand why we can't have it be considered for best actor. Like, honestly, Andy Serkis's performance as Caesar in the last 2 fucking Planet of the Apes movies. I know you guys haven't seen them, a couple of you, and they're kind of niche. But if you watch those movies, his fucking performance is spellbinding as that ape.
And he's also a brilliant voice actor because he's doing the voices for all those characters. He's Snoke. He is as much the voice of that as he is for King Kong, as he is the voice for Caesar, as he is the voice for Gollum.
We should do an episode about that.
I think so, guys. I think that is a episode you'll be seeing in the not too distant
An
future.
episode about Andy Serkis or
No,
about mocap?
mocap acting. in
Mocap.
general.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
An episode about the circus? Did I hear that right? I'm sorry. Big
All right.
Top Pee-wee, I can talk about it finally? I'm sorry.
All right, guys, and also shout out to David McGuire, who could not be here tonight because he was sick. Dave, you were in our thoughts. We hope you get better soon, and we miss you, buddy. So that being said, guys, I think it is that time. So until we meet again, stay nerdy and tune into our next exciting episode. The same nerd time, the same nerd channel, nerdonomy.com, or maybe youtube.com/+nerdonomy. So peace, guys.
Bye.
Later. Leo!
Can I say it?
Oh, the movie quote you shouldn't say during sex?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or just the opening? Okay.
And now, famous movie quotes you should not say during sex.
You like me! You really like me!
Well, that's
No.
depressing.
All right.
Very well done.
Peace out, guys.